Hi everyone, it's Kirsty from Budding Artists. How are you going? Today we're going to make a beautiful stained glass tree picture using just normal photocopy paper, some oil pastels if you got them, and a few other things. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. Okay, enjoy! For our stained glass tree picture, we're going to need our pencil to do our lines in at the start, a normal black texture. We'll need some coloured oil pastel crayons, but you could just use regular crayons if you don't have any special oil pastels. I just like oil pastels because they have a slightly more strong pigment in them, makes them brighter colours. And I'm actually going to do something a bit special at the end with some water in a jar. So I'm going to put that over here and let's get started. Alright, so move some things out of the way. I'm going to put my piece of paper lying sideways, landscape, but you can put your paper however you like. I'm going to start my tree in the middle, put some little guidelines there. My trunk is going to go up and then out. It's going to be one of those trees that reaches down towards the ground with its lower branches. Okay, to do a tree, we can then come in and go out again, make another little branch here, come in, and we can keep that branch coming in. Now, branches usually get thicker the closer towards the main trunk that you get. So I'm going to do that with my branches, try and keep them thinner further out I go and thicker the closer in I get. So here we go. Okay, so some of my branches are crossing over the branch that has come before. So what I'm doing is I'm just deciding when I come out how I'm going to do that. And as long as you stick to the principle of things just getting thinner the further out they go, but becoming thicker the closer in they go to the center of the tree, then it will look realistic. So I'm going to just cross this one over. So I'm going to sort of start taking it up through the previous branch, because trees do have lots of crossing over branches, don't they? They're not always just completely spread out. Nature's got some very interesting shapes. Doesn't always just lay it out as a perfect set of lines. Okay. It looks like I'm on my last branch, so I'm going to make that go up, going to go out, and out to that one. Okay, so my next step is I'm actually going to take my black texture. I'm going to colour in my tree to make it really stand out. I'm going to do some beautiful bright colours in my background between all those shapes, but my tree is all going to be black. But I don't have to colour it in perfectly, and I'll show you why a bit later. So I'm just going to do a rough colour in. I've got a few more spares just in case my black starts running out. But if it does, it doesn't matter, because I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, I'm just going to finish off colouring in just the lighter areas, just the last little bit of black here and there. And then we're going to start applying our oil pastel to our in-between areas. So our sky background, I guess. I might just go in rainbow order, or I might even just go random. Let's see how we go. I'm going to colour these parts in quite hard with my crayon. Pressing hard so I get lots of my colour onto those areas. Starting off with some lovely red, and I might do another little red over here after a little gap. One more red just here, just filling in my shapes in between my tree branches. Oil pastels are nice because they go on quite smoothly. They're very soft, and so a lot of colour will go onto your page. And I should mention this is just plain old photocopy paper as well. It's not something that, I don't want to make it hard for you to find these materials at home. I want to make it so that you can easily complete these projects with whatever you've got at home. Okay. Got a few crumbs on there. I'm just going to tap those onto my desk over here. Alright, a few crumbs left. Now, remember how I told you I was going to show you what to do with all of this black, which has been sort of scrubbily coloured on. I'm actually going to use my texture as a kind of watercolour paint. So our normal textures, marker pens, they're water based. They're not a permanent marker. They're kind of a bit more washable, and it means that we can use water and paint over the top of those and turn them into a bit of paint. It's not exactly like paint, but it will join up my areas of black that I've made and paint my lovely branches and trunk. Okay. Now, because our oil pastel is made with oil, and because oil and water don't mix, we can actually paint a little bit onto our coloured pieces, and we're not too worried about our black watery paint getting onto our colour, because they're a completely different substance and they won't mix together. The oil will resist being mixed in. So it makes it just very easy to add our water to our black texture and spread it out and make our tree look even nicer. Here we go, a beautiful stained glass tree picture. I could go over my black just in the middle a little bit more. I could keep it with a bit of white showing through as like a light feature. Doesn't really matter either way. Alrighty, enjoy!